Okay, so tonight we're just going to talk about how to set up our new teammates for success. And a lot of what I'm going to talk about goes for whether they signed up to be a wholesale ambassador or have goals to make their product cost back or work this business for time and financial freedom. It doesn't matter. The same foundation applies to each of them. It's up to them what they do with the information. I can pretty much tell early on if somebody is engaged and ready to kind of run with this. And obviously it changes. So I've definitely signed up people who were not, but then eventually are, and that's totally fine. But so if they have that foundation, they're always going to know where to go when they are ready. So the first thing that is so important is when they sign up, they go into their back office, right? As soon as they click join and finish the process, they immediately have a back office. They need to log into their back office, play around, look at their dashboard, go to the resource tab. There's videos immediately. Now our Success Kit is online. Instead of them asking their upline a gazillion questions, redirect them to this incredible resource, because that's how we got all the answers to their upline. I think that sometimes we're under the impression that, they can just message us all day, every day. And yes, the first 30 days you can work closely with them, but you have to be working your business too and teaching them that. So it's important that you immediately direct them to their back office and show them around a little bit, show them how to place an order, show them where the resource tab is, what the dashboard means. And then the next thing you need to do is get them on a 3-way call with your sponsor or the next person who's working the business. This is a must. It gives them another story, another resource, another person, again, regardless of their intentions with Plexus. And I just make this part of the process. The next step is to get on a call with whomever, okay, really quick 10, 15-minute call to share their story and help you, if their goal is just to take the products consistently, help you, learn a little bit more about the products and how to take them best for you, or if they want to get their products paid for, to help you get started on sharing authentically and genuinely with your family and friends, whatever it is for them, okay? Because you've already talked to them. Before somebody signs up, you usually know why they're signing up, right? So that brings me to my next point, really kind of figuring out their why. It's going to be important that we know what their why is so that we can help them dig into that and support them each day on this journey. Our why is what motivates us every single day, and it needs to be revamped often as our goals change, as our situations change. It needs to be about how it's going to make you feel, and it needs to be vulnerable. A great way to kind of explore their why is to share yours. Show them that you're willing to be vulnerable with them and really kind of connect on that level. If their why is, to just get healthy or lose some weight or, not be that angry, moody mom, or if their goal is to retire their husband, again, touch on the feelings and how that's going to make them feel to be able to do that, because that's the fire that needs to be under them every single day when they wake up. Then help them to share right away, okay? They have a network of people that have not been exposed to Plexus. Maybe some of them have heard of it, whatever, but they need to share right away. However, they need to be compliant. They don't need to be posting other people's stories. They need to kind of share that they're new to, again, be vulnerable, teach them not to use salesy graphics. You have to help them with that, because I see so many people on our team on the larger Plexus side just, spammy posts and then other posts on their page that just, there's no connection, there's no branding, there's no value. It's just a bunch of stuff and it's just a mess. And it's important that we teach them how to be effective. If they're not willing to be coachable, guys, there's not much you can do. Okay. So when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about people who are coachable, who, message you back, who talk to you, you know what I mean? I can use Nikki, for example, because she's on this call. When Nikki first joined Plexus, she was my level 4. She's now my level 3 because somebody has stopped between us. But I knew that she wanted this because she would message me and she would, respond and really try to figure out how to do this correctly. And that's what you're looking for, guys, okay? If they're not doing that, okay, consistently, then what you need to do is just, again, give them the foundation so that they have the resources if and when they're ready to utilize them. But by no means should you be dragging them along, okay? We don't have time to do that. We need to focus on our businesses and allow other people to grow and build their own businesses, right? I'm all ready to pour into people, but not if they're not ready to accept it and be coachable and work with me, right? So that's super important. So help them with their first post. We have the first post idea that works great. Have them pair it with a picture of them. I think that's the most effective and personal. Don't wait to have a testimony. I talked a little bit about that. You miss out a lot if you do that. And it's just one of those things. I think people, you can explore those fears with your newbie. I think people think they need to know all the answers, but we have such a simple process. They make their first post. They continue to post, daily and interweave Plexus into their life, inspire, figure out what things are important to them. Is it food? Is it exercise? Is it painting? Is it whatever, right? And how Plexus adds value to their lives while they're still incorporating all these other components of their lives that people care about and genuinely want to hear about and see. So, I think it's just important that we encourage them to use the first post idea and then immediately help people get the information, ask the right questions by utilizing 3-way messages. It's just an easy way to do it in the beginning, especially for people that are wanting to kind of run with this. Because then they can kind of be coached along firsthand, and then pretty soon they can take the baton and go from there. Catherine, do you want to add anything so far? I'll unmute you.
The only couple of things that I was thinking about, something that I run into a lot is that when somebody joins, they will say, "Oops, did my video go away?" Mm-hmm. It's okay. Host stop my video. You stop my video, maybe. Who knows? Anyways, if you can hear me, that's okay. So something that I run into a lot is that people say, well, maybe down the road, I'll see if I want to share or if I want to, you look perplexed.
I'm trying to figure out what I did. Did you say I did something to your video?
I don't know. It just says you can't start your video because the host has stopped it. That's okay. I'll just keep talking anyways. Okay. So, Kate was mentioning, here we go. Start my video.
Okay. Right. I just gave you an invitation to start your video.
Thank you. So Kate had mentioned about the super simple first post idea that we have, or the template. And what I have noticed is that people who actually use that and post when they're just getting started, I think that there's a certain amount of, it's not threatening to people if they know that you're just getting started at the same time, because then they don't have anything that they have to measure up to or succeed or know everything about before they jump in with you too. I mean, we talk a lot about accountability partners and how having somebody or having a sister or a friend or a cousin or whatever start this with you is one of the best ways to be able to be successful. And it's more fun that way. And so this is something that I think is super helpful to just get started right away and not feel like you have to be an expert before you start telling people that you're jumping into this, and just kind of invite your friends along. Nobody is an expert. Those of us that have been doing it every single day for 2.5 or 3.5 years are still not experts. And it's just super simple and fun to get other people started right away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have been blessed with one of the most simple businesses out there. Simple doesn't mean easy, but it's simple. And we need to keep it that way. But one of the things that the first post really does is ensure compliance.
Right.
That's something important. I mean, we cannot be leading our new people astray when it comes to that. So that's super important.
And I feel like compliance is something that continues to be a learning curve for everybody. We think that we do the best that we can with it, but if we message you and say, hey, this particular thing isn't compliant, please don't be offended. Just know that we saw something that you may have not known about, and we're showing you how to fix it, and then you'll know for next time.
Yeah, I mean, because I know you all know firsthand that, I think it was last year, my website was taken down for like 24 hours because I had posted a couple non-compliant things that were flagged. And so this is really just to help people. We all are learning, but it's just important. Also, a little like piggyback to that, it's easier to be compliant when we don't share as much. And it's more beneficial to not share as much, right? You want to draw people in. Save the nitty-gritty details for private conversations, okay? That's attraction marketing. You don't want it all out there because people are going to take it how they want to take it. People are going to go to Google. People, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you want to be the gatekeeper for that. You want to be able to share your truth and give them scholarly studies, things to research on their own if that's what they're into. So don't write books and, all these things on Facebook. I think that that's also something to think about. Don't think of compliance as a hindrance, because it really isn't. It really is not at all. Study your back office. I already talked about this a little bit, but it's so key, and it's underutilized, guys. There's so much back there, so many trainings from our diamonds and leaders in our company. And our comp plan information, our comp plan video, print off the comp plan, print off the price chart so that you have it. Put one at your office at work, or, by your computer at home, or whatever, so you don't have to fumble around trying to find it. Then you need to be adding your ambassadors to key team pages. This is the same whether they're wholesale ambassadors or not. I have chosen to add my new teammates to certain pages. Definitely add your people to Destination Diamond Dream Team. It's such a huge resource. Huge resource. Even for the products. Team pages should be about, the business side of things. We have Healthy and Strong for more product stuff. But it's important that they're added to Destination Diamond Dream Team. Recently, I've had a lot of people say, what is that page? That shouldn't be a question. So that page for sure. Obviously, I'm going to add my people to Pink Freedom because it's my team page, and also there's contests and stuff on that. And then you guys can, some of you have your own team pages, and you can pick and choose outside of that. I just don't think that not adding them to Destination Diamond Dream Team is a good idea. It's a huge resource they could be missing out on.
Can I say one thing about that too? The way I think it's really important to give people a heads up and an understanding of why we're adding them to those pages. I have heard from some people that, they hesitate to add to those team pages because it can be so overwhelming, or, somebody's not joining for the business, but it doesn't matter. I phrase it to people like, this is the perk of you joining as an ambassador. You get these resources that customers don't get by joining as an ambassador. And so, just to let you know, these are the team pages I'm going to be adding you to. You can do it slowly or whatever if you need to, but it's imperative that people have those resources, because otherwise they're sort of floating out on an island by themselves.
Yeah. And definitely don't assume that someone's going to be overwhelmed just because that might be you, that's not necessarily them. So don't make that assumption for them. But yes, tell them what the page is. Every time I add someone to Destination Diamond Dream Team, I say, hey, you might want to go in and adjust the notifications because people are posting on that page all the time. I have them off, okay, because it's just all the time. However, I say, you want to be on that page because there's so many resources. There's over 600 files. There's product information. You can search for testimonies. Like, it's a great place, a great community to be a part of. Also, guys, people are going to be exposed to the opportunity side via that page as well and see some incredible things. And it can spark and has sparked interest. I'm telling you. So that's super important about the team pages. Invite your friends and your family members, have your newbies invite their friends and family members to our happy hour, okay? This is a resource that we have made for our team, and it's a great resource. And basically, all you need to do is say, hey, my team hosts this happy hour every Tuesday night. It's about 20 to 30 minutes long. There's posts throughout the day, 3 live vulnerable testimonies at night, a special just for you if you join us. It's just a great way to learn and be a more part of our team. Most people will say that's totally fine to add them. Do not add people without asking them. And make sure that you let them know that there will be a special just for them if they do decide to watch it live. Speaking of happy hour, I need somebody to host it on Tuesday because I will be gone. So if anybody is willing to do that, let me know. And then 3-way messages. I talked a little bit about this, but let's say you invite a couple potentials into happy hour, right? And then you follow up with them the next day and say, hey, what did you think? Or, what did you think of Kate's testimony about Hashimoto's or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If they have something that somebody spoke about. And then just say, I would love to start a 3-way message with my sponsor because she's been doing this for a while and she can help answer your questions and decide what the best fit for you is. As somebody's sponsor and somebody that's been doing this for a while, I know that I'm going to lead with the business, because if you lead with the products and they say no, you have nowhere to go. Okay. And that doesn't mean I'm going to be all like businessy and opportunity, but I'm going to share, what it means to be an ambassador, and why that might be the best option for them. Save and watch the Sunday team calls. This is a Sunday team call. Engaging in calls and trainings is essential. It's the only way that I have been able to learn and grow, not only doing my own training calls, but listening. I have listened to so many training calls and continue to do so because they help. I simply follow the leaders. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. So go to YouTube. Follow the Diamonds, subscribe to their channels, find who you like, and help your ambassadors to do the same. There is a document on Pink Freedom called YouTube Peeps to Follow, breaks it down by like nutrition, opportunity, things like that. It's a great document for newbies. It has some people that I love. You feel free to add to that list. Have them program CS and their email into the phone so they have that as a resource. That's important. And then learn the questions to ask. Help them learn the questions to ask their people so that they can help them problem solve and troubleshoot. Again, 3-way messages are going to help with that. Now, we can go on and on and on about setting up your ambassador for success, but I think that's the foundation. That's the main foundation in order to keep it simple. I'm not going to add anything else. Some people might choose to do like an initial one-on-one training with their newbies. And I say definitely, if they want part of the opportunity. If they are wholesale ambassadors and have no intention, will not share with anybody, even their mom, don't sit down and do a 45-minute initial training with them. Spend that 45 minutes finding people that want to do this business. That is my plea to you. You have to spend your time wisely. Something I'm learning more and more as a leader. I always felt so like overrun and overwhelmed with everybody I was trying to train and keep up when I was pouring into people that didn't want to be poured into. And that's okay. You know what I mean? And I need to make sure that I know where they're at. And that all starts with talking about their why. And if we hook them up with a foundation, they can always say, you know what? I've been watching, I've been seeing, I think I'm ready to do this, and then pour into them. Okay? Questions? Catherine, anything else you want to add?
One miscellaneous thing that we didn't talk about is anybody who's joining or anybody who you are helping to join. We didn't talk about the convenience order part, and just that I think that is worth mentioning, that we all need to be having that on. We need to be training everybody about why it's important to have that on, because if we're not doing it, they're certainly not going to have any reason to do it. And as soon as they're starting, they need to know why that is going to help them be successful. So talk to your sponsor about that if you're not sure, but it's a huge thing.
Absolutely. If they're not willing to purchase $100 worth of product every month, if they can't give you a 90-day commitment to that, they need to be a preferred customer. They really do. Again, we can't control everything, and some people will give you that commitment and turn it off. I mean, we can't control everything. However, we need to be smart about that. We need to make our priority to be looking for business builders. Okay, so many people need our products, and we need more people to share them with others. And that's how you get time freedom, right? It's by getting more people to do this with you. I think it's important also to, let them know that they can simply share with their close family and friends and not have to worry about that CO. Okay. But also we have 18 different products. There's no reason people can't get to 100 PV. And if that 100 PV scares them that much, start preferred. Okay.
We have so many resources. I mean, the happy hour, the team pages, the knowledgeable sponsors. I mean, anybody who wants to be successful can be successful. I think the people that plug in the most, the people that engage and ask questions and watch the videos and watch the trainings, are the ones who end up, what's the saying? If you show up, you go up, right? And I think that that's so true. We have so much to be able to offer people. And as long as we plug them in and let them know it's their responsibility to jump in and hold our hands back.
Yeah. I mean, we have such a gift. We have such a gift with our company and our products. And I think, just to kind of tie it in a nice, neat bow, what Catherine was talking about is you are not the determinator of anybody in your downline success. Okay. If somebody under you is a jewel, you're not responsible for that either. Right? You're responsible for connecting them with the resources. Their success is solely dependent on them, not their sponsor. It's just not true. It just doesn't work that way, because unless your sponsor is working your business for you, that's a different story. But I don't know any relationships like that out there. So don't put that on yourselves. I think that's hard for a lot of us too, is, maybe somebody under us is, saying, or somebody we signed is, oh, doesn't work for me, or I can't do this, or I'm doing everything you told me to do. Well, if that was the case, then they would be successful. So there's something missing, right? And maybe it's their approach. Maybe it's them telling themselves the truth. Are they really doing what they're supposed to be doing? Maybe it's them not being coachable. So I think it's important to not allow other people to tell you that you are the reason that they're failing, okay? Because that's not the case. All right, my friends, it is 9:28. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday evening. I will be leaving on Tuesday to see the mouse with my children. So I will be in and out of the team page, and then with a couple of our leaders in Orlando. So just let me know if you need anything, but I might be a little slow to respond. But we got some other admins on our team page now, so that's good. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye.